Hey everybody, welcome back to the internet once again. So, I'm sure some of you are wondering why I do Entitled Parents stories so much. It's basically just, I check a lot of these different boards and subreddits every day, and I just kind of pull whatever looks best for the day. And Entitled Parents tends to have the most people that tell the stories, so that's where most of the good stories come from. So, that's what we're doing today, starting with, you want me to cancel your child support order because your new wife is pregnant? No. So a little background. ESD is my ex-husband. We've been divorced for 12 years. We married very young. I was 19, he was 18, and we had a beautiful son. The only good thing to come out of my short, miserable first marriage. He's now 14 and has learned over time just how his father is, and has passed his own judgment against him. I remarried 6 years ago to the man I've been with for 12 years. Now, there are hundreds of wild stories I have of the ESD and his family. His mom, oh my, the stories I have of her. I could seriously write a book, but right now I will start with the most recent ESD incident. I get a call through my messenger from ESD. He has my phone number, but does this so I can't get his. Now, this obviously won't be exactly word for word, but it's very close. It's me and him. He says, "Hey, what you doing?" I say, "Cleaning my kitchen." "So, did you see I got married?" I say, rolling my eyes, "Yep, sure did. Congratulations." Now, to add to the craziness that is my ESD, he is a twin. His twin brother passed away almost a year ago. He called asking if I could bring our son to his funeral. I said yes. Never mind that he completely ignored our son, except that he was showing him off when we first arrived. That's another story in itself. Now, he ended up hooking up with, and now married to his brother's girlfriend. Yeah, process that for a minute. He married his dead brother's girlfriend. His mom totally supports it. Anyways, back to the conversation. "Well, just found out she is pregnant," I say, shaking my head and rolling my eyes. "Well, congratulations on that. So, did you call to give me an update on your life? Or is there a reason for this call?" "There's always a reason." "You ain't gotta be a bish. But yeah, I do need to talk to you about something." I say, "Don't call me a bish. What do you want?" "I need to get a job so we can get a bigger place." I say, "Okay, go get a job then. Why call me?" He says, "I'm calling you because I need you to cancel the child support. If I get a job, they will just start taking my money." I say, "Seriously?" A little more information to this story. When we divorced, I was granted sole custody of our son. ESD had visitation at my discretion. He refused to give him back after a visit. I had to stalk and plan for a week to get my 1-year-old back, and was ordered to pay child support. He left the marriage, wanted a life, got another girl pregnant, again another time. Well, in the last 12 years, he has paid a grand total of $975. And that's only because child support enforcement garnished it. He would guilt his job right after. He refuses to get a job that they take his money. So yeah, he owes a very large amount of back time. No, I have never stopped him from seeing our son because of that. Him not seeing him was from his own choices. Back to the conversation. I say, "You're really serious right now?" He says, "Well, yeah." "Hold on, you are calling to ask me to drop the order for child support so you can get a job? So they won't take the money that you owe to our son because you are having another baby?" "Yes, it's my money." I say, "You don't remember 5 years ago you tried this? Offering to sign over your rights so my husband could adopt him?" "Yes, he tried to blackmail me over child support." "Yeah, remember what I told you? Even if I dropped it, the back time goes away when it's paid. Not because I tell them to cancel it. There is no cancellation of back time child support." He says, "Bull crap, you're being a money-hungry bish. All you care about is money." I say, "You low-life piece of garbage. Money? What money? Everything my son is because of me, his grandma's, and my husband. You have contributed nothing when it comes to that kid, but you steal pictures off my profile and post them to show him off, because you don't have any of your own. Because before, when he wanted to spend time with you, I got the, 'I don't have time,' or 'I have plans,' or my personal favorite, 'I have a life, you know.' He cuts me off. 'I've sent money. Where did that go? And I'm busy, yeah, I have a life. Just because I didn't want you anymore doesn't mean that you can punish me. It didn't work out. Get over it already.' I say, "You are seriously the stupidest thing on 2 legs, I swear. First of all, less than $1,000 isn't going to last 12 years. Second, he's your son. He's supposed to be a priority number 1 in your life. Thirdly, why the heck would I ever want your entitled, good-for-nothing bum-ass back? I have a wonderful husband who has supported not only me and his daughter, but also my son. What the F ever. I have tried to see him. You won't let me. So it's not my fault." Yes, over the last year since the funeral, he has called a few times wanting our son to go spend the day with him, his new wife, and her kids. Well, him ignoring our son at the funeral was the last item to a long list of heartbeats my son has endured from ESD. He is done with him. So when he would call, I would ask my son if he wanted to go with ESD. His answer is always, "No, sorry, I have plans." It's his choice and I don't want to force him. Now to the ending. I say, look, I have nothing to do with that. This is his decision. He gives you plenty of chances to step up and have a relationship with him. You blow it every time. You break promises, you call him, and dog me out for him. My son is very much a mama's boy and very protective. Then you block him for a week from contacting you because he blew up on you. You want to know why you don't have a relationship with him? It has nothing to do with me. Your answer is in the friggin' mirror. And lastly, no, I will not cancel the child support. And I hung up. I'm still livid and in an extremely bad mood now, but I feel so much better getting this out. I apologize that it's so long. And here's some edits that she posted later if you want to read up on more information about the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I would say deadbeat parents are just as bad as entitled ones in a lot of ways. They're just kind of a different storm you have to deal with. But I swear, it's like there are some people that are just putting forth an effort to try and be the biggest piece of garbage alive. Anyways, let's move on to the next story, called Your Parents May Deal With Your BS, But Mine Won't. So, Fortnite players. We all know the type. Prepubescent kids who can't stop playing the game for literally anything else. Well, this one is about one such kid. So we have a family we're pretty good friends with. Parents are nice, 3 kids. Shockingly, this story is about the youngest, who we'll call E. E is the definition of entitled. 12-year-old kid living in a household with parents swimming in money. Now, the parents are actually good people, so this is all his fault. He doesn't want to do anything that isn't in his self-interest, like, at all. Chores? F that. Helping dad with the yard work? Spending time with your friends on a summer trip cabin? Let me play Fortnite. Every year my family goes up to our summer cabin in northern Maine. It's this nice place that's family built that's practically in the middle of nowhere. Friendly neighbors, quiet environment, lakeside access and all. I love it up there, my whole family does. Literally every single member of my family would kill to protect it. So we invite this family up, E's family. They have a cabin rented down the road, but ours is larger, and has a larger stash of food. So it's the central hub of the group. We had also recently installed an internet service so my mom could do her job, online accountant, at night when activities were done. I used it too, but only on crappy days and used it to write or read. E, however, saw this as the perfect opportunity to play Fortnite all the time. It could be a beautiful day, and he'd be sinking into the couch playing the darn game. This isn't the main issue, however. The issue is that the kid has absolutely no manners whatsoever. Like, my dad has tried to get his kids to do things outside, like going for walks on a nice day, but the kid just ignores him, and my dad gets more aggravated every time. One night, after both families spent the whole night playing games and having dinner, E was still on the couch, abusing our internet. When it was time to leave, he gets up and continues to play, not acknowledging anyone at all. All the others in his family say goodnight and thank us for the day. Not E, he just walks straight past my dad and says nothing. His parents drag him back and tell him to thank us. Without even looking up, he half-assedly says, thanks. To clarify, this kid has been getting on my dad's nerves all week, and he's always a chill man, so to witness what happened next was certainly a bit spooky. My dad loses it. He pulls E off to the side and said to him, in the most harsh, intimidating tone of voice I've ever heard, "Alright, kid, you've been a piece of crap all week. You have done nothing but sit around and use my internet and refuse to help out with anything. You either apologize and lose the game, or you are never welcome in this cabin or to use my Wi-Fi ever again. Understood?" E's face goes white. He looks over at his parents, who have the look of, well, you gonna do what he says? On their faces. He lowers his Nintendo Switch and apologizes, shuffling out the door while looking like he's about to cry. Needless to say, he didn't pull a stunt like that again on that vacation. Well, this is the result when you let your kids get away with anything they want and you don't discipline them. I really gotta hand it to the wealthy and rich families who do have kids but don't spoil them and actually, discipline them and train them to be decent people, because I think it's a little too easy for rich parents to just be like, whatever, just anything you want, I'll just pay for it as long as you're taken care of, and just go do whatever you want. I mean, it might seem nice for the kid, but they're not going to turn out so well in the long run. Anyways, I'm not here to give parenting advice, so let's go on with Entitled Mom lets her kid sit on my spoiler while she leans against my car to smoke a cigarette. So this just happened a couple hours ago and I'm still fuming about it. So I'm doing some grocery shopping on my lunch break and I come out to the parking lot to find a kid sitting on my carbon fiber spoiler and who I can only assume is his mom leaning on my car while she smokes a cigarette. I say, "What the heck are you doing?" She says, "Smoking a freaking cigarette?" I say, "Is that your car?" She says, "No." I say, "Then why are you leaning against it and why is your kid sitting on the spoiler?" "I take care of my car and don't smoke in it. I don't want my son to scratch my paint, so we're sitting here." I say, "Well, this is my car, so do you mind getting both of your butts off of it?" "It's just a freaking car, why do you care? You made all this crappy customization to it, so you obviously don't give a crap about it." So a side note, this is the car that I drive. Not exactly VIP, but definitely not crappy customizations. I say, "Listen lady, I have more money in this car than you could make selling a month's worth of your food stamps, so why don't you get the F off my car so I can go about my day?" She rolls her eyes. "It's just a freaking car, how childish can you be? I have places I need to be. That's the only reason I'm leaving, you freaking a-hole." I start my car, which has a 3-inch catless straight pipe with cams, and her kid immediately covers his ears. She says, "You did that on purpose, you little turd. I'm calling the cops." I sit there for a bit while my car warms up, making direct eye contact with her, waiting for her to call the cops. She never does. Then I go about my day. Sorry for the anticlimactic ending, guys. I would have done more to mess with her, but I wouldn't put keying a car or something similar past someone like that. Oh, here we go again with the entitled parents saying, "I don't want to ruin my own car." But what? You won't let me ruin your car? It's just a freaking car. Man, the double standards with these people is insane. I bet that she threatened to call the cops, but he's just like, "Okay, do it." And she's probably thinking like, "There's no way I can call the cops. I already have so many warrants out for my arrest." Here we go with entitled kid sexually assaults my daughter. Find out the hard way that she's been taught to take care of herself. So a little background. I'm an Iraqi war vet, and I believe in teaching the women and girls in my life to defend themselves with impunity. So at the very young age of 4, I've been teaching my child to defend herself. So I'm at work one day and I get a call from my daughter's school. I go out to answer the phone and the conversation goes like this. The principal says, "Hello, I need you to come pick up your daughter." I say, "Can I ask what this is about?" He says, "Yes, your child has been in a fight and needs to leave the school premise." I say, "What do you mean she's been in a fight? What happened? I mean, she wouldn't just pick a fight." "Well, from what we can tell, this entitled kid was running up behind her and grabbing her butt. She apparently warned him to stop, and when he wouldn't, she knocked him out cold." I say, "So I'm confused. What is happening to the boy then?" She says, "Well, your daughter seems to be the aggressor, and we need her to leave, and she's going to be suspended." Now, my child at the time lived with my ex-wife, and I had heard from the ex that my kid was having an issue with this boy for a while now, and I knew my daughter had gone through many times telling on him to no resolve. I also knew that he had been told many times by the teachers to stop and hadn't. So I say, "Wait, so nothing is going to happen to the boy who's been sexually assaulting my daughter for X amount of time?" Principal says, "Well, she did strike him once and knocked him out. She needs to learn violence is not the answer. She needed to bring it up at the attention of a teacher." Okay, so what I'm hearing is your school is saying it's okay to sexually assault a girl and that the girl in question needs to just be a victim of assault over and over again or be punished? Is that about the gist of it? Now I hear silence as the principal mulls over what I've just said. I can tell they're trying to justify the weak TBS. I compose myself. I say, "So here's what's going to happen next. You can either punish both or punish none of them. Because I promise you the last thing you want is me and my dress A's and TV reporters showing up and blasting your whole school over this. Now I can understand that her punching this brat is unacceptable, but what I will not take, and neither will she, is him not being punished as well. Do I make myself clear?" No response. "Also, why are you calling me and not her mother?" Says, "Well, mister, she told us to call you." I say, "You listen to me, and listen good. I swear to you, I will not put up with this. I demand a meeting with you, her teacher, and this boy's family. If I can't make it, my ex will. If this isn't resolved to my liking, I will bring a holy hell upon this whole stick house you've built. Do you understand me?" "Yes, sir." "Good. Call my ex and let her know this time and date. We'll coordinate from there." I hang up and call my ex. She agrees with me and I go back to work. About a work week later, there's a meeting, but unfortunately I have to work, and my ex has to go in for me. From what I am told, the boy's family tries to play it off as boys will be boys, and tries to get my daughter expelled. There are times when I remember why I married my ex, and this was one of them. She proceeds to tell them that the last thing any of them want is me to get more involved than I already have, and that if I have to, I will bring it all burning down, every brick. So the outcome was both were suspended for 4 days, and the boy was moved to a different class. And I never got a call like that again. Moral of the story, my kid is a badass and got a cake for sticking up for herself, and a lot of love on both ends of me and my ex. Hey, there we go. So here's kind of a story of the good way to be an entitled parent. Because, like, sometimes you really do just have to stand up for yourself and your kids, or else you just might get walked over with unfair rulings. And we got one more story for today, but it's a quick one. It's called Entitled Mom and Entitled Kid Tries to Steal My Trophy and Prize Check. Gets Ultimate Humiliation. So I was like 15 years old and I had won my first badminton competition. It was the finals and I won against Entitled Kid by a lot. It was 21-7. At the award ceremony, I get a trophy and a prize check of 500 USD. I was packing up my gear and I see Entitled Kid and Entitled Mom taking my trophy and my check away. I say, "Hey miss, I think that belongs to me." "No, they belong to my son." I say, "No, they belong to me. You saw in the award ceremony." The kid says, "They belong to me, you idiot." I say, "You got second place and you got your own trophy." Mom says, "Sorry, but my son has done really well and I think he deserves it." She turns to leave. I was astonished what Entitled Mom had done, but I wasn't ending there. I turned to snatch the check and trophy. She says, "What are you doing?" I say, "These are mine and you know it, so F off and go away." The kid says, "No, they're mine." Me and the kid start tugging the trophy and the check. The check gets ripped and we stopped. The kid and the mom says, "What have you done? That was mine." I say, "No, they're mine." Here comes the best bit. The crowd starts looking at me and Entitled Kid, not because we're making a large racket, but they had seen everything. My dad is the security and handles the CCTV. My dad sees what me, the kid, and the mom has done and made the cameras face us and recorded it on the big TV that everyone at the competition can see. The kid and the mom realized what they had done and made a bolt for it. I get my trophy back, but it was broken. The host promises to get me another check and a replacement trophy. I would never forget this. Me and my dad laugh about it now. Well, the only thing better than entitled people getting caught for what they're doing is getting humiliated for what they're doing. So that's all for today's stories. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.